information for you on that explosion you just saw happening at a condo on Madison's west side.
Within the last hour, Madison Fire say they believe at this time a propane source is behind the boom.
And that this was not intentional. NBC 15's Michelle Beck is live on scene. She's been there all afternoon. And Michelle, we just passed about 24 hours since this explosion. So what have you learned now? What's happening?
Well, John and Lee, you can tell that the investigation is far from over. And if you look farther behind this tape, you can see the cleanup isn't over yet as well. But let's go over some of that new information we have gotten in the last hour. MG&E confirms with us that there was no gas leak found on scene. Also, Madison Fire officials, they tell us that their hypothesis at this time, which is that propane source in the garage. That's what they believe. But take a look at this video. Incredible video sent in by a neighbor. You'll see the moment of that explosion. Now notice the direction of it, how it blew out, not up. Again, as the official cause remains under investigation, multiple government agencies have been here all day, including ATF. Now, generally, ATF officials help with fires that involve more than $1 million in losses and where the cause of the fire is clear or involves explosives. Meanwhile, Madison Fire says 2 8-unit buildings saw damage, altogether displacing 21 people, hospitalizing 4 others. The American Red Cross sending volunteers to help in a time of shock and need.
Sometimes it's just knowing that somebody's there to help, just having a shoulder to cry on or somebody to offer to lend a hand. I think that's probably the most important thing. Some people are able to take care of their own needs and some people need assistance. And we're there always to make sure that the people who need assistance get it.
Now, as you can imagine, this has been a very difficult day for people to process what exactly happened here and the aftermath that it's caused. I spoke with a woman who says her stepfather lives here, and she told me that she believes he lives by himself and that he's 66 years old. And I spoke with her just moments before she headed to the hospital in Madison today to see him. Live in Madison, Michelle Beck, NBC 15 News.
Thanks for your reporting on this, Michelle. We're continuing to follow this closely, looking into it. We'll bring you the latest information as we get it. You can stay up to date on our website, NBC15.com, and through our free mobile app.